Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're gonna have to get some technical difficulties. Let's get this thing going. We have a user opening intro. Welcome to Geezy Truth News. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was the opening intro. So, here's the actual opening intro. Thank you, everybody, and welcome to Geezy Truth News. That's right. It is November 6th, 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? There's a lot of things to talk about, as always. Lots of new updates. We're just going to get to the bottom of it. We're figuring things out. And, callers call in. And people figure it out, tune in, and all that good stuff. So, let's see what we got. First things first. Let's just start everywhere. I don't know where to start right now, but we're just going to go at it. First of all, pretty much what I want to say is that Q is back. That's pretty much the biggest piece of thing that's happening. There's a lot of things that are happening, apparently. But this is the big thing, is that Q is back. There's... As a matter of fact, let's just start out with that, and then we'll just hit it up and see what the deal is with all that. And yeah, it's getting hectic. It's getting very interesting out here. So it looks like, the last one, as a recap, August 1st was the last one. It was Coats before D-Class. That was August 1st. Finally, after, 93 days. After 93 days of no Q posts, he finally comes out November 2nd, 2019, testing. He does the military codes, whatever they're doing. People say that this is fake. People say all kinds of things, but you know what? The proof is in the pudding. And when you see this stuff, there's just whatever you want to call it. There's way too many coincidences, way too many. It's like it'd be impossible to pull this off without some kind of psyop, whatever you want to call it. It could be a psyop, it could be not, whatever you want to say, but it's definitely not fake news, because you can't just make this up. Here it is. And of course, I think I already mentioned at the beginning, but the technical difficulties may be arriving, and they're always trying to pull stuff like that on here. So if it's, hopefully it's on public. Sometimes it's on public channels, sometimes it's not. Sometimes they set it up on private and all these other problems. So these things happen, but we're just going to continue on the show, and hopefully it works out. So anyway, he does the military codes. The second to last one, so that's the first two posts are military codes. First one's a test. Second is obviously military talk or whatever. It's like the codes. And then, because he posted 4 times. And then the second to last one is video of America flag waving in the wind. It's a YouTube video. I'll post that as well. And then he says, rig for red in 93 days dark, Q proof. And he puts 2 tweets. You can see it for yourself. Or what, I guess I don't have to do all that. You could just go on the website. And so anyway, 93 days is rig for red is a submarine talk that is resurfacing after 93 days, and so that's the cue there, and whatever enjoy the show and check it out because there's a lot of things going on. Let's see what else is going on. They're obviously doing the impeachment of Donny Boy. We'll see. I mean, like I said, like everybody's saying, enjoy the show. I mean, let's see what it's all about. Again, I know it's all the waiting game, all this and all that. There's a lot of things going on. But nobody, all these different polls and everybody's looking at all these different things. Impeachment of Donny Boy is unlikely, but anything can happen, so we'll see what goes on with that. There's a bunch of other stuff going on, a bunch of other news. Everybody can take a look. But that's that was the biggest stuff. Another new update on Epstein. Apparently, most people obviously know that he never died, or he's probably living somewhere right now. But they're at first saying that all the fake news about the Epstein thing, and then the newest update was that the DOJ was saying that it was suicide, but then the newest update was that the mortician or whatever said that it was from strangulation, so obviously it wasn't suicide. But you can't rule out anything. I mean, most likely, this guy has too many links to alphabet agencies and billionaires and all this disgusting stuff that you never know what's going on. So most likely nothing is happening, and that he's alive and everything's doing just fine. DOJ destroyed the case or shut it down or whatever. So again, Q, Epstein, what's next? Impeachment, very highly unlikely. Who knows what's going on with all this? Donny Boy better be on the good side. I mean, what can I say? I mean, according to all the research, knowledge, according to all the fact checkers and all the people who are checking all this stuff out. I don't like saying fact checkers, but you know what I mean. A better version of saying that. Better than just saying, oh yeah, it's already been fact checked. No, you go check it yourself. There's no reason to. Don't believe me. Don't believe what I say. Don't listen to any of that stuff. Look it up for yourself. Just be educated and learn yourself. And that's the whole thing. So, there's a whole lot of other news that if you want to take a look at, I'll get it out here. Pretty much it's just all the same corruption, all the same stuff. Those were the big tidbits, but the rest of them is just the same old jargon that we know. Yeah, apparently, what is Deutsche Bank finally bankrupt, or when is that happening? Crashing the financial system for fun and profit. Trump Jr. outs CIA whistleblower. Coup has started. Whistleblower's attorney vowed to get rid of Trump in 2017. So all these people, everybody's just going at it, each other. Yellow vests. One of the things that I wanted to talk about also today was the yellow vest. And again, I wanted to jump to all this stuff. Remember, the two main important stuff is the pedogate and end the Fed. But that's always the most important, and I always try to get it to the beginning. But anyway, here we go right now. Hello and welcome to Geezy Truth News.
Hey, how are you doing, Geezy? Good to talk to you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, what can I say? I can't complain. Things are getting very entertaining, very interesting. I mean, you got to have a positive outlook here because things are getting crazy. But how are you doing?
Pretty good. Just tuning into the weekly show. Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, for sure. So, what's going on?
Yeah, you tell me what's on the agenda tonight. I just tuned in.
Well, bottom line is that, the biggest news, there's a bunch of stuff always going on constantly, but the biggest news that I just mentioned was that Q just came back, just posted on November 2nd. Q just did that after 93 days of hiding. And then the second thing is that they came out with new Epstein evidence. But the problem with that is that it's still, it's all just, nothing's going on. Huh?
What's SD evidence?
The Epstein evidence? Well,
speed me up.
well, the Epstein evidence, they just came out with
Epstein.
new evidence of the Epstein saying
We
that,
already know he was whacked.
well, that's not what the DOJ says, and that's the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but since when do you trust the DOJ?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out here. We should trust the DOJ. The government works for us. They should be on our side. And again and again, if we keep seeing lies and corruption, we're just stacking up the rapport.
The U.S. was founded on not trusting the government. That's the whole point.
Yes, exactly. And there's a whole bunch of other quotes along with that, but exactly. So that's why we are trying to figure it all out, get to the bottom of it. People need to be educated. People need to wake up. People are waking up, and the good guys are winning. People are.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are in a deep sleep, and they're just getting deeper into the rabbit hole.
That's also very true. But actually, in my humble opinion, I definitely believe. I mean, I can't say factually, but I'm sure the reports or the polls can say it, prove otherwise, that people are waking up. 10 years ago, people didn't know much about how anything worked, or the people that didn't want to speak up about it. Now people are waking up. Now people are talking about it, and more people are waking up every day. So I think definitely things are going on in the right direction.
Bro. So let me get your expert opinion on something.
Yeah, go for it.
So let me hear your thoughts on the Democratic presidential field. What's your predictions? That sort of stuff.
Well, all of that is just not even worth talking about it because we're a year away from it. But the thing is,
but surely you have to have some sort of.
Yeah, well, my opinion is that Donnie Boy is going to win with flying colors. I mean, all the.
I'm not talking about Donnie Boy. I'm talking about the Democratic field. I mean,
they're all losers. They're all losers. None of them have a single chance. They're all corrupt. They're all blackmailed, and they're all highly compromised, and not a single one. The only one that might have a single chance, and even she has no chance, was Tulsi Gabbard. But even then, she's just like a piece of bacon swinging on a swing line.
Sure. Yeah, I don't think she has too much going for her.
None of them do. As a matter of fact, Beto O'Rourke just resigned. He just left
I heard that. What, is it true that Hillary Clinton is going to get back in the race?
I heard that too, and you know what? I would love that. I would think that would be a great idea, and she should get back in the race. Fourth or fifth times the what is it? The charm, fifth time's the charm, or however times she's.
I mean, you have to admire the persistence, and that's.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because they had a plan and whatever, and who knows if this is the plan or the plan failed or what? Because these people who are up top, the elite, are very smart. Donnie Boy may as well be compromised. Nobody is a good guy. When you get to the top, nobody's a good guy. It's just who's bad and who's worse. And I'm hoping Donnie Boy is not a pedophile. I'm hoping he's just.
I don't think he would, because if he was, he would have already been tied into that whole fucking shenanigan.
That's what you would think, and exactly. So who knows?
First one to get pinned, man.
Yeah, you would think so, but again, these people are so clever. I mean, they can look 500 chess steps ahead. So I mean, it's crazy, but we'll see. What can I say? I do believe that, and you know what? I think he's getting 2020, and I think he even has a fighting chance of 2024, depending on how things go.
How would he have a fighting chance? You can only be president for 2 terms, man. There's term limits.
You know what? Times change and things change, and it depends on. I'm hoping for the best.
I want to see term limits on congressmen.
Yeah, exactly. There should be term limits on cops. There should be term limits on everybody. Term limits on everything and anything. Anything can get corruptible, especially if you're there for a long time. Name anything, and it'll be a case in point.
But then, how are these losers going to get their pensions?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the whole system is the way that it's brought. It's been there for a reason, and it's been on. This system has been around for hundreds of years, and the recent system has been around since 1913. So the way that things have been going is the way that it's been going, and it's hard to fix itself without time and without people figuring it out and fixing it, and that requires ending the Fed and ousting the pedogate people and all this disgusting, shenanigans that are happening.
That's why it's called draining the swamp.
That's right, and it's not just draining the swamp; they need to drown the swamp. And the problem is that things are not happening, or things are happening, but they're behind the. Things are taking a long time.
Sure.
I mean, it's been 3-4 years. It's been almost 4 years. It's been 3 years, and I mean, has much changed? I mean, apparently he's done a lot. As a matter of fact,
You know what? In a way, there's no way for us to personally feel it, because thank God we're very fortunate people.
yeah, that's right.
The way we feel it is probably just in the form of the economy, like 90% of the population.
And everything is rigged, and all these numbers. I mean, look, the top three things that I see in government: Trump signs executive order protecting Medicare. Great. Economy: African American unemployment rate hits new all-time lows. Great. National security: executive order on modernizing sanctions to combat terrorism. Fantastic. All these things sound great, but like you said, it's hard to see, and most of these numbers, the way that they calculate them, are rigged to begin with. So when they say, "Oh, unemployment is all-time low," or "Oh, this is all-time new," it's like, okay, well, when you're using a ass backwards equation.
I don't think it's total BS. I'm sure there's some numbers are inflated. I'll give you that, but I don't think it's complete BS, because there's multiple different sources that you have to evaluate. And just being in the industry that I'm in, I don't want to disclose over the radio waves, just for anonymity purposes. But business is right now booming. There's a lot of economic activity going on, so just keep that in your back pocket and chew on it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the old adage is the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So it's like, of course, business is going to be booming for people who already have businesses, but people who have nothing nothing is going to grow.
Yeah, well, if you think about it,
but
man,
it is what it is.
People that have had nothing for this long in America, and they've been living here for generations. Like, shame on them. If an immigrant family can come from of India and all of a sudden be a Microsoft multi-100,000-aire, if they can do it, then I have no sympathy for you if your family's been living here for at least 2 generations and you're still a pathetic POS.
Again, like you said, there's a lot of things that go along with that, and there's a lot of,
You didn't hear me, did you? I said...
No, I completely, I hear you loud and clear, but the problem is that it's a generational, even the generational things. I mean, Nixon, was it Nixon, or it was LBJ that said the next 200 years, the N-words are going to be voting Democrat for the next 200 years. So, I mean, it's much more complicated than that. You can't just shrug it off and throw it under the carpet. That's just one little tiny example.
How can a person from the slums of India all of a sudden become make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year as a tech executive in Microsoft, when before that they were eating curry on the floor in a slum somewhere?
Well, one answer to that, amigo, and that's agenda. Everything's got an agenda, and that's just part of what someone's plan, or something is going on. That's part of that. Look, I've talked to these software engineers, and most of them say that these degrees are fake. This is fake. This is happening. That's happening. Here's another fun fact for you. Last I checked, I was talking to real estate. No, definitely not. Well, because that's what's happening. I mean, hey, they're feeding it's all just migration and agendas, and they want to. I mean, you look into the pot deep enough, and you'll find the charcoal at the bottom, or you'll find whatever.
Yeah, but you can say that against about anything, right?
Well, again, if you look at the real estate market, okay, I talked to a few real estate agents not too long ago, and they look at the facts and they look at the stats, and they tell me that 90%, and that's 90% of real estate purchases are Asian. So if that's not, I don't know what to tell you about all that. It's like for anybody who's wondering where all these people have all this money, well, the thing is that most people don't have money. Apparently, according to these real estate agents, 90% of real estate sales were sold by to Asians. So Asians have 90% of the real estate market. They're buying 90% of the stuff. So it's like, where's the other 10%? Where are the rest of the people?
Ask me why 90% is Asian. The new real estate is Asian.
Yeah, why is that?
Because the money is safer in the States than it is in China.
Okay, that's great, but that's 90% is a huge number. I mean, where's all the 90%? I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of. If you're just talking about migration, I have no idea about any of this stuff, and you'll have to double check on all this stuff. But if that's and this is information from real estate people. If that's the case, then shouldn't you close the borders and help the people? We have homeless people are running rampant ridiculously.
That's investment. You think a government wouldn't want to accept all that money coming in?
Well, whatever happened to equality and equity? That's all thrown out the window now. Now that 90% of the market is Asian,
capitalism, homie.
They sing equality and equity on one side, and then they say
you know that story.
Crony capitalism on the other. There's
money talks and bullshit walks. There's no equality as it comes to capitalism.
That's very right. Well, that's the whole thing. Is that it's agendas. It's all it is. It's that this agenda and that agenda, and which ones do you want to look? And the proof is in the pudding. It's beyond what you or I say about anything. It's already in the works. It's been in the works for who knows how long and how many years, and who knows where the future holds. But this is where we're at.
Well, let's whatever agendas. We're the only ones that can mark them as good as bad, right? We don't have. Maybe the agenda is good. Have you thought about that?
Maybe that's the case as well, but it doesn't look. If that's the case, it wouldn't look good for most people. I mean,
most people don't live in the United States. Most people live in India and China, and their life sucks.
Oh, I'm just talking about specifically this country. I wasn't talking about the whole world. I mean, you want to talk about the whole world? I mean, it is what it is.
And make $18 an hour and live in a nice apartment. How is your life bad? I'm sure there's plenty of people in the world like that. You probably know a couple.
Yeah. So what's the question?
You said it's not good for most people in the United States, and I'm saying if you could be a dishwasher, live in a nice ass apartment, and make a nice little cushy salary, that's a pretty good life if you ask me. As long as you're not squatting on yourself and eating leftovers from McDonald's and begging for change. I mean, that's what I'd consider bad. If you can be a dishwasher, live in a nice-ass apartment, and make a nice living wage, yeah, the work sucks, but damn, that quality of life is nice. You go to freaking Mexico, a dishwasher is making pennies, dude. You kidding me? And you're going to say we have it bad in America?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's also that it's not a good outlook. I mean, it's like it's a selfish outlook, because it's like, oh, okay, that guy's homeless and dying, but hey, at least it's not me. I mean, if with that attitude, I mean, this world, if everybody had that attitude, if the founding fathers had that attitude, this world, there would be no USA and there would be nothing.
You're making this into like an emotional, like I should have sympathy for that person. Sure, I do, but I'm just saying, if you want to compare countries and quality of life, we shouldn't start with America.
Why compare? I would say take care of your own backyard first and then worry about other countries. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't really care. I'm sorry, China, India, South America. Like, I'm sorry. I just
I agree with you, but
we
you just said
have
that
to
was
take.
an
You have to feed
output.
yourself before you can feed somebody else. Or like you have to take
I
care of
agree
yourself
with
before you can take care of
I
somebody
agree
else.
with you, but you literally just said that's a bad outlook to have. Like, oh well, I'm doing good, so fuck the other guy.
That's not. Those are two different things. The one
Nope.
is saying that, oh, at least I'm good. F him. The other one is,
Well,
oh,
you've taken care of
you
yourself
take care of your
first.
backyard, and then you can take care of everybody else, and then it's like it expands. So
Yeah, and I'm saying
with that
with Donnie Boy
theory,
in
everybody should be good eventually. But
exactly. So I'm saying
that's not where we're
Donnie
at.
Boy in office, I think that he's taken care of his own backyard pretty good. I mean, yeah, there's going to be problems with every country, but relatively speaking, we have the best kept backyard.
Well, we're nowhere near completion. We're nowhere near. I
Oh, of
mean,
course not. But who do you think has a better kept backyard than the
but
U.S.?
exactly, it takes time, which is why we do all this, and which is why we're keeping tabs, explaining, chilling, figuring it out. That's why it's all
I
here.
want world peace and prosperity and all that, but look, there's two sides to every deal. Someone's always going to lose. Someone's always going to win. You just got to win more than you lose.
Yeah, again, the bigger picture is that Epstein was a huge deal. The pedogate and the Fed, that is like the huge deals, and that is where we're progressing. Yes, Rome was not built in one day. Yes, we're figuring this stuff out.
Whacked.
Nobody knows that for a fact.
I do.
You know that Epstein got whacked for a fact.
How convenient was it that he was on suicide watch? The guards that were supposed to be watching him left their post, and the cameras just happened to go out, and then he was dead. Explain that quickly.
So how come? Okay, so let me ask you this: how come you're ruling out that he's still alive?
Because he would have implicated way too many people, so he got killed. He was in custody, dude. You kidding me?
So you don't think, with a guy with that many connections with the alphabet agencies and the rest of them, you don't think that he was like, oh, okay, just I'm sure you're familiar with.
He wouldn't have gotten locked up in the first place. Why would he have been locked up in the first place? If
Are you?
just going to lock him up to let him go?
Because that's what the. Okay, so are you familiar with the witness protection program?
Sure.
Okay, do you know what they do there?
But why would they implicate him in the first place?
Because that's what they do. They implicate you, and then they say, "Hey, okay, so if you got all this, all that, whatever it may be, who knows?" But this is how it works. You say that you understand witness protection program, so that's what happened. Why are you ruling out?
So he pretty much paid people off and started a new life somewhere else.
Yeah, why not? Why are you ruling that out?
I guess maybe I'm not ruling that out, but very well. All right.
And so there you go. That's in my opinion, that's the most likely thing, because there's no evidence of a dead body. There's no evidence of Epstein. It's not factually proven. The picture that they showed of his alleged autopsy is like, forensic researchers say that it doesn't even look like him. The ears off, the nose, like whatever, like the face is off. Like that's not Epstein. That's somebody else. It's like that, and that's a classic.
I can't speak on it. I haven't looked into that.
That's a classic case of they just show a dead body and then say, oh yeah, this is Bit Bop McGee.
In this day and age, every photograph they're going to say is doctored or fake. So
That's also very true. All of this is very true.
Look, man, bottom line is, whether he's dead, great. If he's somewhere, started a new life, where nobody's going to hear from him ever again, he's going to be low-key.
But this is the problem, is that this is a freaking international pedo ring, dude. It's like, oh, that's another thing, apparently.
That's why I think that they just fucking whacked him.
What's this new one called? Oh, the Finders. That's what they're called, right? This is another new thing that happened. Boom.
Pedogate whacked him.
So here's a new one. Have you heard of the Finders?
Finders keepers?
No, so this is a new, it's old, but bottom line is, let's see, when did they release it? recently they just came out with the FBI just like disclosed another one. There's a huge. This is a giant pedo ring, and it's called the Finders, and they're implicated like all the way up to the White House and all kinds of crap and all this stuff. And you could do all the research on your own reconnaissance when you want. But this is also huge. Thank you for reminding me. I also wanted to mention this on Geezy Truth News. That people need to wake up. People are waking up, figuring it out. I mean, holy crap! There's so many of these things, and they're all just small pieces of the puzzle. But man, people.
It's not huge. It's huge.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there. The white hats in the military. There's a lot of Q. Who knows? All this, whoever it is, they're figuring it out. There's a lot of weaponized autism. Have you heard of that? The weaponized autism. Well, there's a lot of good people on the internet, and they're doing their best, their due diligence to figure it all out and all this stuff.
The internet's a dangerous place. It's full of fake news. You gotta watch out.
Yeah, for sure. But this is just too much. This is just too much. I mean,
well,
this.
Anyway, it sounds like everything's generally headed in the right direction. Whether the economy is fake or not, people
I agree.
feel pretty good about it. Whether Epstein's dead or not, I mean, he's more or less out of the picture, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is destroying all of these drain swampers.
Well, and the funny thing is, so I don't think he's going to get impeached. I don't think anything is going to happen. But
No, it's all fake. Look, they failed at the Mueller report. Every time they try to implicate him, they failed. It's just they're obstructionists, and this is my theory. All of the Democrats that are obstructionists, they're not going to win re-election, because when re-election time comes, and they have a track record, hey, what did you get done in the last 2 to 4 years, whichever election cycle that you're in? And they got nothing done. Nobody's going to want to continue to vote for them. They work on behalf of the people, and all they're trying to do is impeach Trump and not get anything done. Trump has all these agendas. He didn't even get the USMCA passed because they were more focused on impeaching him than having a major economic legislation passed. It's ridiculous. People are pissed off about that. He couldn't even get the wall built, and he was going to negotiate with the Democrats on, like, the DACA thing. They wanted, like, the amnesty for millions of people, and they wouldn't even give people amnesty in exchange for the wall. So do they really care about giving people amnesty, or they just want to be against Trump?
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to have anything to run on in 2020.
It's all hilarious, but the crazier part to me is that I have a bunch of friends who are Democrat, and I talk to them, and they all like swear, they're all like 100% convinced that Donnie Boy is going to be impeached, and that like it's so crazy, like the paradigm shift between all these different sections of people, all these different groups of people are all just so adamant about their side, and the Democrat or whatever they're called.
On the basis of what?
I don't know what they're called. On the basis of that phone call of Ukraine.
Yeah, but nobody even knows who the whistleblower is. Nobody knows anything about it. That's the same thing with the Mueller probe. Nobody knew what the hell was going on for 2 years. They couldn't put together a coherent argument.
And bullshit if you don't agree with me that Adam Schiff looks like a pedophile. I mean, just look at him.
Who?
Adam Schiff.
Yeah, of course, man.
I mean, look at him. Look at his eyes. Does that look normal to you?
And that, like, pencil neck?
I don't know about the pencil neck, but you just look at this guy and he looks like he's about to kill somebody. Like, why does he look so evil and his eyes are just freaking going in two different places? It's like, it's crazy. I don't know what's going on, but the good guys are winning, I believe. I think that's one of the reasons maybe they put him ahead of the investigation, is maybe because they're going to 1-2 him or something, or knockout punch. This is so weird. Who knows? But bottom line is, these people swear these, what do they call them? Not the impeachers, but there's a word that they call themselves. And they're saying that, yeah, like he's going to get impeached and all this. The witnesses, the whistleblowers. There's not just one whistleblower. There's like 2 whistleblowers, if not more.
The thing is they can't testify. That's the funny part.
Why? Isn't that the whole point of whistleblowing?
No, the whole point of whistleblowing is they're anonymous, but you cannot testify in the court of law anonymously.
Yeah, but I thought that they were going to testify him because Adam Schiff and like the
if they testify, they're gonna get lamped soon.
like that's allegedly what's happening.
Well, good. If you have a problem,
Yeah,
put it on
this
the
guy,
record,
one of the
report of law.
whistleblower's name is Eric. It's like some Eric something.
Eric Holder.
No, they got the whistleblower. His name is Eric Ciamella.
They probably made that guy up. Probably Adam Schiff. He said, "Oh, I know this guy Eric CML. He said this."
Yeah, and the thing is that I think he was in the alphabet agencies too. All these people are very high up, man. You look at all these guys.
These losers just want some screen time, man. That's all it is.
Well, it's more than just that, man. If you or I say, "Oh, I got something to whistleblow," they're gonna shrug us off because we're not in the in crowd. These guys all know what they're doing. I mean, this is all very meticulously planned, which is, it's not just, "Oh, I'm a whistleblower. I'm gonna scratch my ass and head over there." Like, it's not that
It's
simple.
meticulously planned, but it's poorly planned.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I mean, just look at all this stuff. So anyway, and then the newest,
Anyway,
huh?
I gotta sign off here, but before I sign off, can you blow me up?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much.
No, it was a good chat. Keep spreading the good word, man. You're doing a great service to society.
I appreciate it. Everybody should be doing it. Thank you.
All right, we'll be in touch. Have a good night.
Thank you. You as well. All right. So, the next piece of news I wanted to share, and then I guess we're going to just sign off here if we got nobody else, is that I already posted it, and it's huge. There's a bunch of huge stuff. Eco-genocide. 11,000 scientists sign order demanding globalists eliminate billions of humans from planet Earth. I put it up. I mean, it's just crazy. And of course, with the NASA, it's all lies again, and with all, nobody knows what's going on. So that's how it goes. So what can I say? Have we got anything else? And then last thing, which I probably should have mentioned at the beginning, but I guess we'll mention it. And economy, BTC is pretty much hovering around. Last I checked, market is 27,400 or something like that, and BTC is around 9,400 or 9,300 or something like that. So there you go. Last thing I wanted to say was that Jim Fetzer is. I think we talked about it, that the lawsuit went to him, and so yeah, he's obviously going to argue it, contest it, and so we're gonna keep in touch and update on all that. And so very interesting times. I don't know what's going on or what's happening, but it seems like the caller said, it seems that things are going towards the right direction. The good guys are winning, and we just gotta keep it up. Just keep up your vigilance and keep doing what you gotta do. So here we go. And here's this. Thank you. What happened? Always technical difficulties.
Sometimes the noise.
Nope. Well, we're going to have to figure it out later. But anyway, Geezy's signing out, and tune in for next time. Keep in touch. Thank you, everybody.